Hi everyone, today I will be discussing some methods and approaches for giving and receiving feedback. These references you can use in both professional and your personal life. As a general thumb rule, the feedback you are giving someone should address a very specific behavior, an instance, or simply a fact, and it should always be actionable for improvements. And I do understand that it can be intimidating to give or receive feedback, but most of the time people would rather know what other people think than not know. Let us discuss about negative feedback first. Whenever you are giving someone a feedback, make sure you're not being too blunt, too casual, and too insulting about it, and try to be as considerate as possible. We all, as humans, do have a habit most of the time to associate feedback with negativity. Some people may take things personally, feel threatened, scared, and so on. Hence, structure and construct your feedback in such a way that it seems thoughtful, goal oriented, lesson based for future growth and improvements. Additionally, there are three important aspects you can consider while constructing your feedback. Step 1 would be start setting the context, describing the situation, the problem statement. Step 2, behavior of the feedback receiver in that situation that you observed or heard from sources, and ask for reaction or how did the receiver perceive the situation. Ask for reverse feedback in these situations. Then step 3, impact of the behavior of the receiver. Example, if it is a professional environment, it could be loss of reputation, misunderstanding, loss of trust, and other related factors. Step 4, conclusion, agree on the changes. People agree when they feel they are helping to design the change. And do not, under any circumstances, underestimate planning for the feedback session and always be prepared. Example, plan where to give the feedback, whether it will be in person, over a phone call, a video call, and whether it should be private, in a public place, however you prefer it, but plan for it. Plan when to give feedback. Example, do you want to give the feedback as soon as possible? Do you want to wait a few days? Or if it's a professional situation as well in your work related environment, try to give regular recurring feedbacks on a regular basis. Then plan sufficient time to discuss and give feedback. If you have 10 minutes, don't just rush for it. Take your time or replan your timing accordingly so you have enough time to calmly discuss the situation. Plan and share the agenda upfront so the receiver is not blindsided and they also get a heads up. Let's take an example of a client presentation where a colleague shared a wrong presentation with a client. While giving feedback to this colleague, make sure you explain them the event where the problem occurred. Suggest and ask what can be done to avoid this in the future and how things can be improved. Now some don'ts. As mentioned before, do have enough time to discuss and follow up, but not before something important that will follow your feedback session, like a vacation of the receiver, or on a Friday evening, or any important presentation that the receiver may have. Feedback decision should not be about making demands or giving ultimatums. It should be a more of a collaborative, constructive discussion rather. And if someone is unreceptive of the feedback, I have some additional thoughts on it. Set expectations so they are not blindsided. Give affirmative feedback first, like mention and acknowledge 4 things that went well, and then maybe mention the one thing which may need an improvement. Now, having said all of these, there will still be those people who have a fixed mindset where they would have given up already on themselves, consider effort as useless, any kind of negative feedback is absolutely ignored. feel threatened, they make excuses, trying to blame others and not take any responsibility on themselves, take things personally, and so on. Whereas you will also find the other kind of people who have a growth mindset when receiving feedback, meaning they want to learn from the challenges, be persistent, they are trying to improve themselves, get inspired by the people they are working with or associated with. They're open to receiving feedback, asks for example to understand things better. And my 2 cents to people who are receiving feedback: always assume good intent. People generally care and think you can improve. That's why they are trying to give you a feedback. Express attitude of gratitude. Don't defend and push back on feedback. Try to own the feedback. Seek more clarification, more context, and don't be shy at all. And don't act on every piece of feedback and try to improve each and everything that is mentioned in your feedback. Not all situations will need an action. Don't feel guilty for dismissing it or clarifying your situation better. Maybe it's just a simple misunderstanding. And ask for feedback regularly. This is how you will improve. Now, these were some of the tips and tricks I apply in my day-to-day life, both professionally and personally. Please let me know in the comment section your feedback, and if you have any additional information which may help the listeners, please feel free and mention in the comment section. That's all for today. Thank you everyone for listening. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Take care. Bye.